Hello, Skelevaderites. Welcome to another weekly weirdo with Skelevader. This one is episode 12, and I'm excited about talking about what I'm going to be talking about today. One of the most important duos in the history of child IPs, I guess, maybe. Adult IPs too, I don't know. Let's see if I can figure out a better way to introduce them. They're not C-3PO and R2-D2, but they are an important duo in pop culture, in our consciousness as children from the 70s and 80s. And definitely if you have a love for sarcasm and for irritated characters, then these two are the ones for you. We've talked about them before briefly in episodes of Toy Frenzy. I believe they've come up a couple of times. In fact, I happen to know that Sean Scavarna, those of you who watch the Toy Frenzy show, you know that Sean's one of our hosts. He's a huge fan of these two characters, as I have been my entire life. And in fact, back when I got these toys, I believe, Sean, you can watch this later and remind me of the truth of the situation. I believe that when I posted that I got these, you went out and ordered them for yourself too. Vintage Motu, Bobby, welcome. Great to see you. Star Wars collecting and hobbies. Is this live? Yes, it is. And I'm wearing a shirt for you, Star Wars collecting and hobbies. Welcome to it. Captain Biscuit 71, great to see you. That's a really great guess. We'll see if that's true. Fantastic to see you here. Cobweb, hey, no, that's okay. I really appreciate you being here, Cobweb. Awesome. And yeah, go ahead and click that like. And if you can't be here the full like 20 or 30 minutes or so, then I totally understand. You can watch it. Oh, yeah. Also going to the post office tomorrow. So yeah, you can watch it tomorrow, on your lunch break. I usually try to watch a couple of videos on my lunch break at work. Cobweb is mentioning that he's going to the post office tomorrow. And if you watch Toy Frenzy, that means that you know that he's sending me a Skeletor, a figure I was hesitant to get, but I'm really excited that he offered to send me one that's very, very cool. Cobweb, that is really amazing. I can't thank you enough, man. I'm glad that someone came through because I was hesitant to get that figure. And then when I saw the mini comic, I was like, it's almost worth it just for that mini comic. I've even seen some people leafing through the comic and online, and it looks amazing. Probably one of the best mini comics so far, just totally bonkers. Thank you, Cobweb. And so, yes, today's reveal are two of my favorite characters of all time in pop culture, in the history of pop culture. They are, right up there, in my opinion, they're right up there with Laurel and Hardy, Abbott and Costello, Batman and Robin. I'm trying to think of other duos. Seriously, all of those, all the C-3PO and R2-D2, all the greatest duos. These guys are right up there with them. Star Wars collecting the hobbies. That's right. Every day is Star Wars Day. That's right. You finished watching The Mandalorian season 3? No, we have not yet. Our oldest is she lives in the dorms at her college. When she comes home on the weekends, we try and catch an episode or an episode or two. Maybe usually it's like 1.5 episodes. So we're slowly working our way through. And so far, I'm pretty happy about what I'm seeing. So good stuff so far. I'd be interested to know what you think about the season 3 Star Wars collecting hobbies, but no spoilers, please. All right. All right. So, okay. So yeah, and you need him. He's cool in person. Thank you, Cobweb. I'm excited. I've watched a few reviews. It's one of those things, like my opinion of him changed. I was kind of like on the path of really not interested, and then my opinions changed. And that happens sometimes. That's one of the greatest things about being a human being, is we can change our opinions about things. And so first, I want to say a huge thank you to the Skelevator patrons, and My Buddies Customs, Carol Geis, Don Roberts, Brick Something, and MotuOriginsCork. I want to thank all of you for supporting me and my endeavors. Every little bit counts. It's so cool. It allows me to get a little something or do a little thing for this channel and for Toy Frenzy as well. So thank you so much. Speaking of which, I should probably get these out here. My Patreons helped me, helped us order these Toy Frenzy stickers. So if you're a fan of the Toy Frenzy show here on this channel on Thursday nights, you can either go to my Etsy page and order these. They're $4 a pop. I take care of the postage. I mean, it's just an envelope, and send it, and I'll send it your way. It's perfect size for your bumper, or for your binder, or your TV, or your skateboard, or wherever you want to put them. And also, if you become a Patreon of the Skelevator channel, I will send you an artwork, and you can either decide on who your artwork is going to be, or I like to surprise my patrons. And I'll also send you a sticker. All right. Anyways, today's reveal, today's weekly weirdo is two dudes, one of the greatest duos of all time. And yes, Captain Biscuit 71, you got it right. That is Statler and Waldorf. Now these, so a little bit of a backstory on these action figures. Now, as a kid, I was really into Statler and Waldorf. I loved the Muppets. I watched the Muppets all the time. I was very lucky. My dad would, by the time I really started watching them, they were already off the air. They would come on at 4 o'clock in the morning on one of the channels in Fresno. I believe it was channel 26, I believe. I was really lucky that my dad would tape them for me. And so I would watch them. And now every once in a while on Disney Plus, I'll go ahead and watch an episode, and it really makes me happy. Takes me right back. I love the Muppet Show, and I really love most of the Muppet movies. But these two characters, there was something inherently spectacular and wonderful and hilarious about these two characters. And they're not a monster. They're not a creature. They're not an animal. They're just two old guys. In fact, Statler kind of reminded me a little bit of my grandfather. I don't know if you can see that, but I've got an Armenian nose, and he had an Armenian nose too. And he kind of reminded me of my grandfather a little bit, and maybe that's part of it. But their humor was what it was all about for me. Their sarcastic, dry wit, the fearlessness in the way they would make fun of the Muppets in their performances and during their performances. I've carried that humor with me my entire life. I absolutely love sarcasm. I loved a dry, slightly dark sense of humor. And these guys were just full of it. I mean, just amazing. So these two figures are the Diamond Select action figures. You can get them they're pretty affordable still. I did just see, I didn't check the Big Bad Toy Store price for them, but I did see that they were about $22.99. About 22, that's an exact price, right? On Entertainment Earth. It was just a quick search. I better see if they're still out there. And they're still available. However, when the Palisades version of these characters, when they came out, I was really really strapped for cash. It was early, what was it, early 2000s, 2000, no, late 90s. Yeah, late 90s, I believe, 98, 99. I think that's when it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. Palisades Muppet Show action figures. And so I got a couple of them, and I never saw the Statler and Waldorf figures in the stores, and I always wanted them. I wasn't going online and buying toys or anything like that back then. And then when I really was excited to get these figures again, bring them into my life, once I started getting more serious about toy collecting, about 4 or 5 years ago, then they were just too pricey. The Palisades, if I wanted to get them in good condition, they're way too pricey, especially right now. Captain Biscuit 71, yeah, you got it, man. You had their picture in your office. You and your partner are always cracking up and just watching everybody else. Yeah, that's great. I mean, if you have a friend at work and you just sort of on the sly make fun of everybody else in your office or make fun of everybody else on the job, and you kind of got a good rapport going with that friend at work or in your family, like then you understand what Statler and Waldorf are all about. They're like if Bert and Ernie were slightly mean and sarcastic and jaded and old. So I didn't ever get the Palisades versions of these figures, and I really love the Palisades Muppet action figures. They're fantastic. The detail is amazing. I have purchased a few since that I was able to find at an affordable price. But just not all of them. Top of my list, very, very top of my list of Palisades action figures that I'm just not able to find at a reasonable price is Sweetums. I mean, Sweetums is huge, he's tall, and the details are fantastic. If any of you out there watching this show right now ever see a Sweetums in the wild for less than $50, let me know, because they're way pricey. There was a time where they were affordable online and I just wasn't buying toys. Now I missing that chance. Anyhow, right around the time where I was seriously checking prices for Palisades, Statler, and Waldorf, the Diamond Select series started coming out, and I knew that once these two became available, I absolutely had to get them. So I did, and they're very affordable, extremely affordable, in fact, especially for what you get. So I'm about to show you what comes with them. The Palisades version, each figure came with a few anthropomorphic fruits and vegetables that, serving as like something they could throw at the Muppets on the stage, and also cracking smart jokes during the Muppet Show. And they also each came with a chair. So I was excited that the Diamond Select versions of these figures came with a chair. Each came with a chair, but that's because the whole set comes with the figures. So you can see it's lightweight. It's hollow plastic. I feel like if I were to drop this, it would shatter probably. But if right now, like on Entertainment Earth, for example, for $22.99, I think I got these for about $35 or something like that on Big Bad Toy Store. It's something like that. I can't remember the exact price. And for that price, folks, it's incredible. You get this set. Usually it's right here behind me in that little booth, that little cubby right there, right behind my head. And I have them sitting there in their chairs. Bobby says, I had the Electric Mayhem Palisades, but I sold them and you regret it now. You had the whole stage set up. That's amazing. Yes, I had a couple of them. I was never able to get the whole stage set up. I did have Dr. Teeth I was able to find Dr. Teeth in the wild when he first came out, and I sold him too. Really dumb. I'm sad that I did. But I did. I made a big move right after those figures came out. Well, it was like not right after. I guess 2003. I moved from the West Coast to the East Coast, and I sold all my stuff. Essentially, I sold everything to move. I moved to Queens and then to Brooklyn. But I moved from Fresno to Queens, ending up in Brooklyn. But I sold all my stuff, and that was one that I sold, and I regret that too. I mean, there's so many things that I've gotten rid of over the years as I've gone through my cycles, and I regret it. So one figure though that I was never able to find was Floyd Pepper, the bassist, who was always my favorite from the band. I mean, who doesn't love Animal? But I really loved Floyd, so I got Floyd later on, and I got an Animal. The Animal I got is pretty cool, actually. He doesn't come with a drum set or anything, but he's wearing a Palisades T-shirt. He was a con exclusive or something like that. But I've got an Animal wearing a T-shirt that has the Palisades little mountain symbol. Strange. I'll be talking about Muppets later on. I'd like all kinds of Muppet goodies. Not all kinds, but some, right? Dr. Teeth is Bobby's fave. Dr. Teeth is one of my favorite. All the Electric Mayhem. I'm really excited about that show coming out, by the way. I think it launches late April or early May or something like that. Really excited about that. And so, Floyd, for those of you that watch the Toy Frenzy show or watch these, I've probably mentioned it a bunch of times, but Floyd is the reason why I started playing the bass guitar. It's crazy. Captain Biscuit 71. Oh yeah, the balcony. Oh wow, the balcony. That's an awesome set. Yes, this is an awesome set. I mean, folks, you can get this for, like I'm saying right now on Entertainment Earth. I just saw it over there, $22.99. I'm sure that's plus tax and shipping and everything. I usually order stuff from Big Bad Toy Store, but I did not look up the price. You know, while I'm here, I'm gonna look it up and see what the price is. Let's see on Big Bad Toy Store. And oh, I spelled Statler wrong. Hello, Duchess. Great to see you. Thanks for coming. Let's see. Oh, they're not showing up. So maybe they're no longer available on Big Bad Toy Store. And that, again, that's just my hurried search. I did spell it right, and I don't think they're there on Big Bad Toy Store anymore. But Entertainment Earth, folks, $22.99. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, 5 and below, or 5 below. Man, I'm addicted to 5 Below t-shirts. For $5, there's often from all the shirts in there, there's often one or two that really strikes a note with me. They're smart enough to throw in some nostalgic references in their t-shirts. I believe these are the 35 cents here is in reference to trading cards, I believe. But I mean, it's so cool. This almost looks like Castle Grayskull. But yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, thanks a lot. So Statler and Waldorf, folks. Love these two guys. It's worth watching. If you have Disney Plus, it's worth watching every single episode of The Muppet Show, if only just for what these guys say to each other and to the Muppets. You know, even if you're like watching and you're like, oh, it's a musical number that doesn't really make you excited, or it's a guest that you're unfamiliar with because they were famous then but no longer famous now, and you're like, it's okay. These two every single time save the show and work their magic. And if there's any lesson we can learn from Statler and Waldorf, it's that anything can be made fun of. And that's very important to remember. We are all ridiculous creatures, and why not make fun of what we do and what we say every now and then? Let's see. Captain Biscuit 71, thank you, Skele. This really made your day. Oh, good. I'm glad. I hope that some of you go out there and get these sets while they're still available. On eBay, they're pretty affordable. But if you're interested in getting the and Bobby agrees, yes, indeed. If you're interested in investing in carded Palisades versions of these characters, again, they do not come with this set that I've been able to find. Maybe there was a special, con exclusive or something that did, and they're very expensive. If you want to get both of them, I've seen them at the lowest price out there, about $150. So, but you can get them. And by the way, the details on these Diamond Select figures, all Diamond Select figures are fantastic. In fact, these guys, the black hole figures, which I'll be talking about in the near future, they're Diamond Select as well, and they're just gorgeous. They're right. I feel like the quality is right up there as far as sculpting goes, right up there with NECA. Anyways, I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you to the patrons of this channel. Thank you to everybody who's watching right now. Heck, there's 7 of you. That's awesome. It's a Sunday afternoon. Weather's probably pretty good where you are. It's definitely nice here. And I've been out in the yard working on this Snake Mountain commission. I'll be launching another Snake Mountain video. What is it? Stage 5, I believe. Stage 5. I'll be posting that this evening. I just got to do a little narration because it's pretty much set, ready to go. This thing is really coming together out there, and I'm excited to show you all where we are. But I want to say thank you to the patrons. If you decide you want to become a Patreon for the Skelevator channel, the link is below. If you are interested in a Toy Frenzy sticker, go ahead and either go to the Etsy page, which is underneath the Toy Frenzy episodes in the information beneath those. The most recent one was just this past Thursday. And also, you can become a patron to Bobby or Oz, and we're trying to convince Sean to build a Patreon. Also, we have some big, exciting news and a lot of great stuff to talk about in the next Toy Frenzy episode. So I hope you'll all tune in this coming Thursday night. Thank you all for being here. Be sure to click like and subscribe. Do those YouTube things. Share the Skelevator channel with your friends. Well, news as far as perhaps our new co-host, Bobby. And also, heck, that Snake Mountain is awesome. We're definitely going to be talking about that. And thanks, Star Wars Collecting and Hobbies. It was good. I'm glad it was good. Even if it's not good, I'm glad you're here watching, and thank you so much. And good, I'm glad you like the sticker. Feel free to go to that Etsy page. It's underneath the Toy Frenzy episodes and the information, and order yourself a $4 sticker. I will send it to you with little handwritten notes saying thank you. Bobby knows. Don't do that, man, because I will give away all the stuff just to be like, okay, remember. But yeah, okay, good, yeah. Good, Cobweb. I'm glad. These shows are pretty short. I'm not very long-winded, especially on a lovely Sunday afternoon. I want to get back out there and work a little bit on the Snake Mountain, and really great to have you all here. Glad you were all able to watch, and go rewatch those Muppet Show episodes. Pick yourself up a Statler and Waldorf action figure, and anything that comes out that's Statler and Waldorf, I'm always going to be interested in. If any of you ever see a Statler and Waldorf T-shirt out there, I've not ever seen one. Let me know. I'd love to go out and be sporting a Statler and Waldorf T-shirt. Anyways, have a great afternoon and a great week, and I'll see you all on Thursday night during the next episode of Toy Frenzy. Oops, don't want to do that. I almost left the studio and left the episode going. That would have been ridiculous. Anyways, thank you all so much.